So on Tuesday, our school commission met and discussed one of the items on the agenda, was COVID, of course. And there are 3 modifications that were approved to be made to our current COVID protocols. And I'm going to share those with you today. So the first change to the protocols is in the area of communication. So if and when there is a COVID case in the school, we are going to be discontinuing the practice of emailing the entire school community. Rather, we will be notifying the grade level that is impacted. So for example, if there is a positive case in our 3rd grade Mr. B's class, the entire 3rd grade will receive a communication that states there has been a positive case within 3rd grade. And then we would proceed to give them directions or more information or share as much of the information as we can with them. So the school-wide communication, that practice is going to be discontinued. The other area of communication that's going to be discontinued is the COVID dashboard that has been in our weekly highlights. That will no longer be in highlights going forward. The second area is in regards to volunteers. So currently volunteers coming into the building or visitors need to mask. We are going to have that practice align with our school protocol in which masking is by choice. So volunteers or visitors into the building are going to mask by choice if they wish to. And just note that volunteers and visitors it's still something that the admin team discusses and sort of approves on if visitors and volunteers are in the building. So we have people coming back in, but it's definitely on a case in which we're looking at what's the reason, why are they here, and what's the intended purpose. So kind of an asterisk on that. And then the third area is in regards to the cafeteria, and school commission approved for the cafeteria or use of the cafeteria to resume. So from a logistics standpoint, our teachers and staff have met and we are going to resume eating lunch in the cafeteria with a start date of Monday, March 28th. Let's give you a little context of what that will look like. So our teachers are working really hard this past week and the week looking forward in developing, talking with their classes about the expectations, the protocols, and really just like, how does cafeteria work? There are many, many students who have never eaten in a cafeteria. And we remember that our 2nd graders, they were in 5K when the last time we had lunch in the cafeteria. And most don't even remember 5K when you're in 2nd grade, remember pieces of it, but not a lot. So they have very little recollection of what's the cafeteria and how that functioned. So we are extremely mindful that we need to be diligent and explicit on teaching the students not only how the cafeteria operates, but what the expectations are. So like I said, staff is developing that now. They'll be reviewing those with the students this upcoming week. Then we have spring break, so there's a week off. When the students come back on the 28th, it'll be a very intentional and kind of all hands on deck approach that entire week. From a logistics, we have 3 lunch periods. If you're unfamiliar, we have a middle school lunch period. So all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders eat together. And then there's a separate lunch period for our intermediate or our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students. And then a 3rd lunch period for our youngest learners. So our 4K through 2nd grade, they eat together. Students will be at assigned tables by grade level. And within those assigned tables, each student will have an assigned spot. A couple of reasons for that to start out with. We know that the cafeteria is a fun place for many students to eat. It also is a place that can cause some anxiety, especially not having been in there for a couple of years. So we want everyone to be successful. We want to eliminate as much stress and anxiety as we can for some of our students. So having many of them know just exactly where I need to go in that space really just takes a burden off of students that they don't need to worry about. So they will know where they're sitting, they can come in and then they can sit down and they can really practice on following the rules, following the expectations. And then also we're going to be working on social. So how do you have lunch? How do you talk to people at lunch? What are your manners like? Picking up after yourself. If you drop something, pick it up. So there's a lot that we'll be focusing on with our students. We're excited to take this next step. We have a lot of great ideas in place. And that first week, like I said, every teacher will be down there for that entire week to make sure that we have success. I'll keep you posted. So in our next month's chat, I will have some data to share with you and some news to let you know how it's going. But I know, as with things, our students are always so successful at what they put forth. So we look forward to this being the next successful step in the school year.